Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do a love oracle, the collective for tonight. Today is Friday. It is March 3rd, 2026. You may follow me on the talk, the tube, my blog or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, we love that for you. Whatever it doesn't, leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use The Price of Love Oracle by Crystal Banner. You can find this on kaleidodope.com. She also has an Etsy shop. Two on the table. I think I got stuff in my teeth. Four on the table. We're going to do two more shuffles. Last shuffle. Six with bottom of the deck. I'm going to set this over here on the box. We've got manipulation, detachment, contract, robotic, codependency, and bottom of the deck, surrender. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So you've detached yourself from some type of manipulation, some type of contract, whether this is a friend, a lover, a family member. There was some type of manipulation going on there, and you moved away from this. There was some type of codependency there that was like, it wasn't even questioned. It wasn't even questioned. It was like, let me say this. Let me use myself as an example. If you follow, if you subscribe, you guys know my ex-best friend, okay? You know the situation there. When I look back, healing Kim, when I look back on unhealing Kim, right? And I look back on that friendship, there was a lot of codependency there. There was a lot of abuse there. And unhealing Kim would have just thought that that was part of the friendship. This is just our dynamic. This is just who she is, who I am. Um, Healing me knows that's not a friendship. That was not a friendship. There was something wrong there. There was definitely something wrong there. Okay. Um, like like you thought, somebody thought this is just how it is. This is just how it's going to be, right? Like this is our friendship, this is our lover situation, this is my family member. This is what I have to put up with. No. No. No, you don't. Absolutely you absolutely do not have to put up with that. And seriously, if this hasn't already happened and this happens, this becomes a reality for you, detach and move away. You want to do it silently, do it silently. You want to say something, but move away from this person. Sorry, I gotta. My phone. My phone. This this isn't bedroom play. This. Look at this. Tell me, tell me that you think that this is normal to be connected to another person and feel like this. Feel like you're shackled to another person. Again, family member, friend, lover, it doesn't matter. It's not good. It's not good. The funny thing is whoever thought like, oh, I'm just gonna go along with this situation because this is just how it is between us. Now, someone else, now someone else is detaching and moving away and surrendering to the reality of what was happening and what needs to happen going forward. It's not easy to walk away. And don't tell me you've never left a relationship, never went no contact with a family member, never, kicked out a lover, whatever the case. Like it is not easy to detach from a person and move on. It's not. It's just not. And since I started my healing journey in 2023, I don't think I have let go of more people in my life. And it's been a little over 3 years. And here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. I have conversations with God. You guys know I talk to God all the time. I talk to him about everything. Okay. I refer to them as God. I refer to them as him. You refer to them however you want. It doesn't matter. I talk to him all the time. And it's funny because like let's say I'm friends with somebody at work, right? And something happens and I'm literally like, did that just happen? Like that was not okay. Like that was toxic. There's something wrong with that, right? I'll literally take a seat and I'll literally say to God, okay, um, if you want me to stop talking to this person, if you want me to stop being friends with this person, then you tell me, give me a sign. Otherwise, I'm going to give them one more chance. I'm going to give them one more chance. And if something else happens and it's weird and it doesn't make sense or it's abusive or whatever the case, then I'm going to walk away. When I tell you all that usually the sign is that person literally proving that whole conversation correct, meaning they fuck up and do something again or they say something or whatever the case, and I literally have to go back to God and be like, okay, I'm walking away now. Like, I'm done. And again, if you follow, you subscribe, if you know my background story with my ex-best friend of 30 plus years, the last night that I saw her, the night that I walked away, the night that I thought she was going to sexually assault me for a third time, I don't think people really understand. If I hadn't really looked into her eyes that night, if I really hadn't gotten that chill down my spine, if I really hadn't heard the roar of 1,000 oceans in my ear, like I probably would have stayed. I probably would have gotten sexually assaulted a third time, a fourth time, a fifth time, 100th time. I probably would have ended up I would have ended up being abused by her over and over again. I would have ended up being trafficked sexually in some type of way. Sex trafficking doesn't always have to be on some astronomical level. I um I posted about it on YouTube yesterday and they actually initially took my post down and then I got on you or not on YouTube, TikTok. They took my post down and said I violated community guidelines, I had to take a test, blah blah blah. I appealed it. And they reinstated my post. I still took the stupid little exam that they make you take, which is common sense things, you know. Like only an idiot would do what they said you don't do. Like I don't know. Anyway, my post on TikTok was about my first boyfriend and how he raped me with his friend who was technically his drug dealer and 99.9% sure that they both raped me and my boyfriend got free drugs out of it. 99.9% sure. That is sex trafficking. Is that some astronomical national syndicate? No. That's literally two people, one person offering up the body of another without their consent in exchange for something else. That is sex trafficking, just so you know. The ex best friend, I have no idea what she was involved with. I could touch on the tip of the iceberg, and I have before in the past. I've talked about it. How I thought she was into some voodoo bullshit, how she thinks she's some kind of witch, how I think she was into some type of online sex community, BDSM, all kinds of stuff. I think she made her money in a very nefarious way. And don't get me wrong, like, you want to do sexy times type stuff for money. I mean, that's totally up to you. That's between you and God and the person you're doing it with. I don't care. I don't care. There was a time when I thought about doing the same type of thing on OnlyFans. Sometimes I still think about it just for fun. I'm not lying. But I mean, I focus all my time here. You guys know how I feel. I love doing this. But I'm pretty sure she was She was taking pictures of the two of us. Like she was having me, sorry, she was having me take pictures of the two of us, like little cutie pie shots and stuff. And I'm pretty sure she was sending them to men online. Why would you be sending pictures of me to men online? I don't know. To sell me? To traffic me? I'm just saying, sometimes we don't really recognize what's going on right in front of our faces. And that night, God literally showed me what she looked like underneath that mask. And when I say demonic, that's how I felt. That's how I felt. She, that was not pretty. I mean, she's gorgeous on the outside. She's a very pretty lady, but on the inside, that is some nasty. That was some nasty ass energy. Like that is not at all human. That is not at all anybody I would want to know. It took God showing me that to realize, like, I literally need to get the fuck out of here now and never come back. And I'm not gonna lie. I think I've told this story before. I think I've told you guys this. If you've been following me since the beginning, because I used to talk about this all the time. Um, I drove from her place to my parents' house because I was supposed to pick up a package that I had delivered there. I cried the whole way to my parents' house. It was like 35-minute drive, something like that. I cried the whole way. I may not have, like, I don't know how to say it. I may not have, like, officially recognized it, but in my mind, subconsciously, in the back of my mind, I wasn't going back there. Like, that was the last time I ever saw her. And it's funny because I told you guys I reached out to her 3 times for communication over like a 2 month period, something like that. By the time I sent that third text and I got a response, it was just I sent her like a funny little meme and she did like a laugh out loud kind of thing. I knew I wasn't going back. And you know why I knew I wasn't going back? Because I was testing the waters. I was testing her. I was I was testing for that response. I wanted to see how she responded. And I did not get the response I wanted. And let me tell you something. The fact that I sent her that meme, and she just responded with a laugh out loud, which may have been calculated on her part as well. That was not the response I was looking for. And I knew I was never going back there. I knew that was it. Like our friendship was done. It was over. I was never going back there. I was never going to call her. I was never going to text her ever again. Ever. I don't remember how long it took me. The only thing that we had friendship wise, I think, was Facebook. I don't think she was on my Instagram. I don't think she had Instagram. I can't remember. I know she had Twitter, but I had like lost my Twitter account. I couldn't get back in there, and I couldn't figure out how to get back in there. It wouldn't let me. So the only connection, social media connection we had was Facebook, and I let that go. Like I didn't care about that. I unfriended her. I blocked her for a while. I don't care. She's not blocked now. If she wanted to look at my page, she could see whatever the public sees. Not much personal stuff on there for the public, but I don't have to block somebody that means nothing to me. And I've told you guys this before too. Like it took me a long time to get to the place where I was over my anger, you know. I mean, sometimes I still feel it every once in a while, but for the most part, like I'm over the anger, and I'm just glad I got away, and I'm glad I'm no longer associated with that. And I wish her well on her journey. I hope she heals, you know? Like I want that for her. It's not for me to say whether that's going to happen, but I want that for her. Where she lives in Twin Lakes, Wisconsin. Don't bring that to Round Lake. Don't, I ain't biting. But it's hard. It's hard to walk away from people. That I don't know which was harder, y'all. Walking away from a loved family member or her. Very, very comparable. But two of the hardest things I ever had to do in my life was walk away from a family member, a close family member, and the ex best friend. The hardest thing I ever had to do. It's not easy. It's not easy walking away from people. It's not easy walking away from people that you love, that you care about, And like I said, it takes you a while. It takes you a while to heal from situations and to look at it from a neutral perspective, right? Not that I'm at all saying that anybody's guilty of their own abuse, like guilty of compliance in their own abuse. It's just when you're healing, you step back and you look at the situation from all angles, and you learn, and things that you have to take accountability for, and the things that they should be taking accountability for. It's not easy. It's not easy. And it's what's really not easy is when you find yourself doing that more and more and more often. You think you make a friend, you think, you found somebody really great, you guys are vibing on the same wavelength, and then all of a sudden, bam, there ain't no vibe anymore. And I was doodling, I didn't bring it in, I left it in the car. I was doodling this afternoon, and I was writing down messages that I was getting, but it was uh messages for me. It wasn't like, anyway. um I had this kind of, I mean, it wasn't necessarily an epiphany because I've had this thought before, but I had this thought that maybe I have so many friendship connections and fall out of them because I'm that person that's supposed to go in there and be friends with somebody and show them the way and help them along. And whether or not they're willing to do that, like the connection falls apart. I end up going my own way, and it's a reason for a season, right? Like, just meant to know you for a season, and that's it. And it's sad. It's sad because that means, I'm constantly going through connections, constantly making friends, constantly losing friends. The thing is the whole point is, at the end of the day, that's eventually supposed to teach somebody a lesson. And it's not even necessarily like, oh, you lost a good one. It's more like you lost the opportunity for healing and growth and change because you weren't willing to look at somebody at face value for what they were trying to bring you in your life. Forget about the friendship. Like, you lost your own growth, your own healing, because you just weren't open to it. You just weren't open to any of it. That's the horrible part. Forget about the friendship. Forget about having to move on and let go. Like, sometimes people come into your life to show you things. And when you just callously toss them aside, like, I don't need you, I got other friends. What have you lost? Because you haven't just lost a friend. You lost everything that friend was supposed to give you, everything that friend was supposed to show you, everything that friend was supposed to teach you. And the thing is when you have two friends and both of them are open to learning and healing and growth, they teach and heal each other. And the sad part is there's just so many people out there that still are not, they're just not, they're not in that place. They're not in that place. They're just not. It's a lot easier to just, you know, ugh, it's all your fault. It's not my fault. And they just walk away. All right. I'll move on to the next one. See if anything different happens. Okay, I think I'm done with my little, what is that, a pep talk? That's not a pep talk. I don't know what that was. I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to let you guys take what you will from it. And I can't tell you, when to take action, when to detach, when to leave a situation. That's for everybody to come to terms with for themselves. So I hope it resonates for somebody. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope everybody is having a fabulous Friday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I will talk to you later. Bye.